Hi, my name is Dr. Thoreau Redcrow. I'm an American global conflict analyst, and today I was here at the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva, Switzerland, and I had the fortunate opportunity to speak on three side panels. One was focused on counterterrorism and law, the second, human rights in Sri Lanka, and the third, nations under occupation. On all three of these, we gave a focus to the issue of Tamil Eelam and the struggles of the Tamil people in Sri Lanka and the ways that they've been badly oppressed by the Sri Lankan government. And also, since this is the United Nations Human Rights Council, we talked about possible solutions and remedies for the fact that you have millions of Tamil people who deserve their own state, just like every other people in the world. And this place here in Geneva at the United Nations should be the opportunity and the place where Tamil people can come and have their grievances heard. For far too long, the Tamil people have been crying out for the world to notice their pain, their suffering, what they've been through. I mean, you've had thousands of villages destroyed, tens of thousands murdered. You had the Tamil leader, even under a white flag of surrender, murdered by the Sri Lankan government. And the United Nations should be the place where these kind of crimes can be called out. We also discussed, the idea of terrorism in today's world. It's being misused, and what it is it's a term that governments are using to delegitimize any kind of resistance that they receive in return to the violence and oppression that they inflict on their own people. I would argue that all violence is terrifying. Whether you die from a bomb that's dropped by an F-16, or whether you're killed when you're being shelled on a beach in Tamil Eelam, or whether a tank is firing at you, or whether you die in a suicide bombing, they're all just as terrifying. But states right now are continuing to carry out state terrorism, and any time that these oppressed and occupied people defend themselves and use violence in return, it's called terrorism. So the first thing we looked at today in one of our talks was the way that terrorism is used, especially in Tamil Eelam and Sri Lanka. It's used as a way to delegitimize the legitimate grievances of the Tamil people. We also, focused on human rights in Sri Lanka, and one of the key points with that is that I spoke about is, if Tamil people are humans just like everyone else, why aren't they given the rights like everyone else? I looked at and spoke about the ways that the government in Sri Lanka destroys the hope of the Tamil people. It's not only that they physically oppress them, it's that they mentally try to destroy their will to live. You see this in the ways that they torture, sexually, Tamil young people, the way that they abuse, old Tamil mothers, the rapes, the long detentions, the disappearing of children, leaving a Tamil mother with the false glimmer of hope that maybe her son or daughter is going to return someday. All of these sort of very cruel and sadistic ways that the Sri Lankan government is torturing the Tamil people. And, we looked at that and said, if Tamil people are humans just like everyone else, why aren't they being guaranteed the rights of everyone else? You have over 195 nations in the UN, and there's no reason why there shouldn't be 196, and Tamil Eelam should be one of those nations. The third thing we looked at is fitting with that theme, nations under occupation. And so what I talked about was the fact that all of these occupations around the world, they're all very similar. You could switch out the names and places for many of these conflicts, and it would be exactly the same. You see the same pattern of mass arrests, destroying villages, uprooting trees, killing animals, renaming place names, denying people their language rights, using ethnic division to take advantage of the situation, forced disappearances, mass executions. But there needs to be a way where people can fight for their democratic rights. When they try peacefully, they're arrested, their leaders are jailed. When they try violence, they're called terrorists. So what does the international community want people to do who are occupied? Right now you have tens of millions of Tamil people who are not given a state. What does the international community expect them to do when if they try to take part in the political process, they're jailed for decades. Their children are disappeared. Their villages are destroyed. If they take up arms, they're called terrorists, and the Sri Lankan government's allowed to do whatever they want. So, I would say that we need to create a system where all people in the world, including the Tamil people who would like to see a Tamil Elam, have a way to talk about their struggle and have their grievances heard. And the United Nations can be a great opportunity to do that. And I hope in the next 3 weeks of the United Nations Human Rights Council that we'll be able to look at Kurdish issues, which is my specialty, but also Tamil issues and a lot of other stateless nations and people around the world.